Good. All right, there we go. So today we're going to work on a little bit of the user profile. Okay, so this is basically user profile management. Um, and basically it has the UI development and the data pipeline, data pipeline, right? Okay. User profile management, I would say is very important, is because every social media platform or management app, mobile, web, software, it requires some certain level of understanding of algorithms and architecture, and of course the data structure and anything related, right? Okay. So there we go. So user profile management. First of all, it's going to be UI, which is the user interface or user interface. And the data pipeline is basically how would you wire up? It's like how would you wire up um, all all the lines, right? So what are the lines here? The lines is basically um so data at its proper location, right? I would say that. So I guess this is probably the easiest way to understand data pipeline, right? Okay. And architecture, and of course architecture, architecture. Okay. So there we go. So I'm going to show you some example here. So for instance, and I'm going to demonstrate this a little bit quick, all right? Add the profile and modify the username into EE. And this one is going to be maybe, let's say probably ASD at gmail.com. And then this one is going to be maybe, I would just use a John Smith, right? And bio hello world, okay, something, and the particip and then data set, right? Okay. And we can also definitely modify the user profile picture. And let's see what else picture we want to pick. All right. So absolutely we can access the photo libraries and the albums here. So this is okay. Let me maybe pick another one. All right, so let me pick this beautiful flower here, and then boom. All right, okay, save all the data right here. There we go. Okay, so and in the meanwhile, you could also use Figma. All right, okay. So for the UI, you can use the Figma to design UI. Okay. And you can also use Xcode storyboard to design as well. There's many ways to handle this. Data pipeline. All right. So the data pipeline is like when you hit edit profile rate and you have some input boxes, right? And then you put everything. Most likely is in an array. So this array, and you put maybe P1, P2, and a P3, and then da da da, and a PN, right? Okay. And then you definitely need to create a method here, right? A function. Okay. This is save data, right? Okay. And you have right here one, two, three, four. You have four parameters here, right? Okay. And then you want to save it. And definitely you need to call some certain method here, right? So and then get the data here. So for instance, this is 0, and that indicates P1, right? Okay. And then if you don't want to use this, you can definitely use a for loop here, right? For I in I'll just use some pseudocode here. So for I in AR, right? Okay. And then right here. So you can access it, right? So AR, I'll just A of I. So I'm just using some a bit easier, right? A right here. And then do some method here, right? Like a work. Okay. And then pass the data. So this is the save button here, right? Save function right here, press it. and then boom, back to the original one, right? Okay. And definitely, so what we could do is simply say this is a class A, right? Okay. And the added profile, this is a class B, right? This is a class B, right? This is a class B. So this is basically the data passing through different classes, right? Okay. There we go. Good. Okay. So, and then definitely we need to have something called class, right? Class A is going to be something. Class B is going to be something. And for that, I would just use maybe D because, well, I have class A. I don't want to make it conf confusing, right? Okay. I have class A, class B here. So class A represents the root, and the class B is a edit, right? Edit view controller, whatever you want to call, right? Okay. And apparently you save data. So this one is supposed to be at a class B, right? So this is class B's um, property, right? The property, right? Okay. And this is going to be the property here. And definitely class A also has class A's property, class A's property, right? Class A's property is based most likely is going to be like a display, right? A display boxes, right? Displays boxes. It doesn't. So usually display boxes, and usually it doesn't allow you to add it, right? So as you can see right here, there's no way to update. There's no way to update, right? Okay. Unless you want to do some UI transformation, collapse, and expand, right? Okay. So usually select a display. So that leads you to use what UI label, right? It's a pretty straightforward. And class B, right? Class B is probably most likely it's going to be interactive, right? Interactive elements. So that simply is UI text field or UI text view, right? Because the UI text view allows you to just enter something, right? As you can see, this is basically the logic here. And of course, save data, right? Okay. And in class A, we also need to have a method here. So a function maybe handle edit, right? Okay. So, and then right here is basically we need to push the current view controller to another one, right? So then we need to have a VC, let VC equals UI. I'll just use here is a instance, so let VC equals B class. And then we're using something called present period. The view controller, VC, and the animated is going to be true. No worry about it. I'll be showing you how to do this real quick. All right. So this is basically I would say the most fundamental elements you need to use in order to pass data from one view to another, right? Class A and a class B here. Okay, good. And then right now I'm going to create a brand new Xcode project. And you can also use your own. All right. I'll be using 2025. All right. So you can also use your use your own Xcode projects. Okay, if you don't want to create a new one. So this is 100% no problem here. Okay. Uh, all right, but I have too many class A, right? Okay, so therefore I'm going to create another file. So this one's going to be called March stick, right? Okay. So right here I'm going to call that this one's going to be called profile VC. All right. So that is going to be your view controller and a view to load. And I need to import UI kit first, right? And then view the load, super view the load. And then I do need this method. It seems already in the method here. Good. All right. And then right now I need to have uh, maybe just a view a few background color modifications to our color period. So why don't I turn that into system yellow for now? All right. And then if you remember, right, so you need to go to app delegate or scene delegate, right? Okay. As you can see, so we have some sample data here, right? Okay. And then if you remember correctly, right, so it's supposed to be, I'm going to remove these. All right. I'm going to also remove this one, and I'm going to re remove this one, right? So this is, if you create a brand new, so they're supposed to be underscore, and you need to modify that by SC, or you can call that my C. All right. Okay. So I'll just call it SC right here, and then need to fill out these part by SC, or I'm going to do that from scratch, right? As a window period root view controller is going to be something, right? Okay. And a window question mark period make a key. This is a question mark make a key and a visible. Okay. So what is the question mark? The question mark is what is going to be your very first root view controller? So I'm going to have a VC. It's going to be called what? It's going to be called uh, Pro Profile VC here. All right. So this is a instance. All right. Then I'm going to pass it right here. Okay, VC here. And then before I do that, I also need to have a window. It's going to be your window, and I need a window scene. The window scene is going to be SC. All right, so this is how would you start it, right? And then run the code real quick, and then you'll be having a system yellow background color view controller right here. Okay. So for these, I can tell you it's pretty important. It is this is something you wouldn't be learning at where okay, you wouldn't be learning at USICO. Okay. So right here, so I'm going to show you something here. I can print VC here, right? Okay, so this one is going to be this is actually instance of class profile VC. All right. And then you'll be seeing, okay, while I'm doing it. And I can also print, okay, the profile VC. All right. Okay. So they're completely different story, right? They're completely different story. And now I'm going to run this code one more time. Um, okay. So this is, I'll just say without instance. All right. So let me run this code one more time. And then you'll be seeing, all right, so in right here, okay, this is without the instance. As you can see, it was saved at this specific memory slot, which is X 0x101, right? But the last few digits are different, right? So A6, A0, this is A2, uh, B0. They're a completely different story. They are a completely different story. All right. Okay. Um, and you be knowing why it is so important. All right. Okay. But in the meanwhile, so I can definitely show you the what. Okay. Um, Wait a sec. All right. So if you open up a Python code, right? So Python gives you, if you use the same, it gives you also the different result. It is because this is an instance. So this instance is in a different memory slot, right? Okay, it's in a different memory slot. I can show you. So for instance, right here in March 6th here, right? I can definitely create a properties here. So I'm going to call that probably this one is going to be username uh string, right? Username string. That is going to be this. And I'm going to assign a value here. All right, I'm going to assign a value here. Okay. Um and right here I can print it out. So print the username string. All right. Okay. And absolutely, if I run these ones are going to be this is a username. string value, right? And it is going to be empty because there's no nothing, right? There is a value which is empty string, right? Okay. And username string value is no nothing here, right? Okay. So, but in my same delegate here, right? Okay. So I can do several things, modification here. I can do VC period. Now I have something I can access. And the access is going to be username string, right? Okay. Then I can assign a value here. So this is the from syn delegate, right? Syn delegate. And then let me run this code one more time. And then I'll be having something different than before. So now I have from syn delegate. So that simply means I I use this instance to initialize this properties value before I access this, right? Okay, so this data passed through here. Makes sense. But in the meanwhile, what if I do something like a profile VC? And then I can definitely access this as well, right? I'm going to assign some, well, yada yada here, right? Would I see this yada yada as the console? Well, the answer is no, right? It is because this is in this location and that is in this location. So, well, this is the reason why it is so important. Because in the future development, right? So, if the project is getting complex here, it's getting big. If a programmer implement the wrong reference, basic voice is basically is a disaster, right? It points to a null pointer that caused the system crash, right? Okay. For this part, Alex, do you have any questions?
Uh, like, can you like put the what's it called? Oh yeah, can you wait no. Like is it like command like what's like each function inside called?
W which function?
Like function inside?
Function inside. Can you point out which one? You can put annotation as well.
Like wait, what's it like called? Oh like because like there's a bunch of like functions and like a lot of the time I like don't know like what they are and stuff. So like can you like put like a table or something?
The table view controller, the UI
No,
table
no,
view.
like uh
All right. Which line? So from line 19 all the way to 27, which one?
no like the commands inside.
The command. Which command?
Inside.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, like all of like the like stuff. Cause like I don't really know like all of them.
Oh, okay. So, right now, all you need to remember, all right, so firstly, okay, so, oh, I guess maybe this method, right, the scene, and the will connects to the session, UI scene session, right? And this one? Okay. So this one is basically, all right, you need to use this scene delegate to initialize the app. So for instance, if I remove everything here, right? And guess what? So we wouldn't be seeing the yellow view. It is because there is no initial view controller, right? It's a completely a no entry level, no entry point basically right here. Okay. So unless we have all of this code here, right? So that simply means I have a scene. So this is a window scene. The window scene, you can jump to the definition. And inside this definition, you will be seeing all of its details here. And I can tell you, it's a pretty tedious and chunky here. So, for instance, this is a UI window scenes, and it's a subclass of UI scene. And it has open var. Var is a changeable or mutable variable, and its name is scene. It's a UI scene. All right. It's a only get method. There's no way to set. All right. So that simply means you can only get it, but no way to set it. Get means read, and set means what? Set means change. All right. Okay. So you'll be learning something like that at the APCSA. All right. Okay. Well, this is a pretty good reading assignment. So I highly recommend you go over this after class. It's just a bunch of the code uh, you need to basically go over. Okay. All right. So another right here. Uh, okay. Yes. And then I'll be running this code one more time. So then right here, now you'll be seeing, okay, so it is going to be a yellow background color. All right. Okay, good. Right here in the March 6th, so I'm going to have something called uh let, okay, user name label, right? To the UI label. And then I'm going to assign all of these here. Let LB equal to UI label, and then return LB. And then right here, okay, I can assign some value here, right? Okay. So if I do text the string, I can definitely put this one here. But there's a problem here because the accessibility here. If I do that, this is a class instance or a class variables. So it doesn't have the accessibility here. So I'll just assign some like a sample, okay, sample data here. Good. But what I can do is I can definitely design is a text color right here. So I can modify that by UI color, maybe system blue, right? And the UI font, that is going to be UI font. And I can also design some maybe bold system. This is going to be 18. All right. And that I can do, if you remember, so the layer, right? The layer period of border, or this is going to be corner radius. Corner radius, I'm going to set it that to be 5. And the LB period layer, period of border width. So I'm going to set it to 2. LB period layer, period of border color. It's going to be UI color. And then you can set that to be black and a CG color. All right. Okay. So these are all the UI here. So there's no better way to handle it. You have to memorize it. All right. Okay. And today I'm going to show you how to use auto layout here. So LB, you have to put this translate auto resize mask to constraint into false here. All right. So this is something new. So in order to use auto layout here. All right. And the function, so we have setup UI here, right? Okay. Now, as you can see, so in the past, we were using the CG Rex, right? So for instance, view period have a sub view, where we're having the user name label added, right? A user name label frame and CG Rex. I have X and Y coordinates, maybe 20, 100. I can also do 300, and this is 40. So I need to call this method here, right? So set up UI and run this code one more time. So now if I do this, okay, and I'll be having a label here, right? Okay. But you have to calculate its location one by one, right? So therefore, so we're introducing the auto layout. And of course, so if you run this code in a different device, so for instance, such as iPad, right? Then you've been seeing the problem here. It is because different devices have a different dimension, right? And then you'll be seeing that is it's not what we want actually. All right. Okay. All right. So as you can see right here, this one is too small, right? And
Do we
this,
have to make the text box bigger?
yes, we need to make it a bit larger, right? So this is the reason why we don't want to use these older technologies here. So what we could do is we are doing this. So for instance, username, label, period. So we can set a top anchor. The top anchor is the following code, all right? So for this part, you do need to memorize it, all right? So the anchor, top anchor is going to be the view period of top anchor. Constant is the distance you want to push it against. I'll be just using 100 here. Is active to be true, all right? So now you have a top anchor. So the top anchor is basically this, all right? So this is 100, right? Okay. And then we need to do the next one, which is a username label. Here is a leading anchor. So what is a leading anchor? Leading anchor is the left anchors, which is this part. So I'm going to set it against the view's leading anchor. Constant is going to be probably 20. And I also need to activate it to be true. Okay. And then I can set a what? I can set a trailing anchor. A trailing anchor is basically the right anchor, all right, which is this stretch. Okay. So I'm going to use that view period, the trailing anchor, and then I need to use a negative 20. Why does a negative 20? It's because I'm dragging it. It's like a negative direction. I need to drag it, right? Okay. So therefore it's negative. And then it is also to be exacted to be true. So, and then I need to have a height anchor. So, username label, I can access a height anchor. Then I need a constant. So because I don't want it to stretch all the way down, right? So this one I can just have a 40 is active to be true, right? And then this is everything basically I need to do, all right? And then let me run this code one more time and let's see what is going on. All right, see? So this one fits the larger scope device, right? And I'm going to use my 16 Pro and let's see the magic here. So the 16 Pro would also have this exactly the layout. So this is auto layout. Auto layout is just a better a way to handle the user profile, user interface, right? Okay. And then, so for the next, you can definitely put what? This one, you can put maybe email, right? Email label, right? And then you can definitely have some sample email here, right? You just keep exactly the same, all right? And then guess what? So you can create let AR is going to be the user name and the email label, right? And what you could do is you can convert it for item in ARR, right? And then you do what? So view period add subview, and you add every item here, right? So therefore, you don't have to do this. But the rules is all right. Okay. So mark step one is adding view, is adding objects to view first. And then you do the step two. Step two is setting setting up how to layout, how to layout. All right. Okay. You have to add it first. There's no negotiation. You have to add it first and then set it up. And then you all you need to do is just copy and paste, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But if you do that, as you can see, the email labels, right? The email labels is supposed to be right below, right? Okay. So therefore, what you actually need to do is change the subjects from view to user label. Is it supposed to be top anchor? No, it's supposed to be bottom anchor, right? So therefore, it will be pushed down. And then you can change that into 10 and run the code one more time. And then you will be having, well, another UI element easily set up right below it, right? Okay. So, and then you can also modify this one into 100, and you'll be saying, okay, push it down all the way with 100 points. All right, so this is the auto layout. Auto layout is pretty useful. Okay. And then you can define the rest, right? So like the email address and the bio, right? Okay. And then all the things you need. Okay, there we go. Uh, and then, right? Okay. And then, okay. What we need to do next is basically, what? You need a button, right? Okay, so, but I'm going to save that for you. I'm going to save that for you. And you need a profile image view, right? A profile image view is UI image, and you learn that as well. All right. Okay. So I'm going to give you everything the code you need. And these ones you need to practice this a little bit, and I'll be seeing your work real quick. All right. Good.